Hi Year 6, it's Miss Parkinson here with Tuesday's PE/Science lesson. So last week you were set with the task of completing a little mini investigation to see how exercise affected your heart/pulse rate, and I hope you enjoyed doing that. I know some of you managed to upload your information onto the class notebook. Some of you sent pictures in or did it on the Word document. I've added, I think, everyone's onto there. If it's not on there, I do apologise. You can still use your data if you've got it, or you can use someone else's. I know some of you struggled, so if you want to use someone else's, you can do. Now I'm going to set you a few tasks to do with this. So the first one is I want you to represent your data in a graph, okay? Now I'm going to set it as a to-do on Purple Mash. So when you log in and go into your to-dos, it will be there. And I want you to represent it as a line graph, okay? Now, at the top here are all your different graphs. You need to make sure you're on the line graph, okay? And then you've got your item and your number. So down here on the left is where you will type in the exercises. So resting and what your heart rate was when it was resting. So mine was 58. You can then type in the other exercises. So burpees, and my heart rate was 84. Then did running on the spot, and my heart rate was 104. I then did the plank, and my heart rate was 76. Sit-ups, and my heart rate was 84. And then star jumps, and my heart rate was 120. Okay, so now you can see this graph. You can see at the bottom I've got my different types of exercise, and at the top I've got my heart rate. The last thing I need to do is a title, okay? So which exercise increases my heart rate the most? Does exercise affect heart rate? Okay, I don't mind what your question is as long as it's related to the investigation, and obviously it's a question, so it has a question mark. Once you've done that, you will save it, okay, and it will automatically save in your to-do folder, so you don't need to worry about where you need to save it, okay, or turn in that assignment. That will be checked, so we can check that. And then on the teams, there's some actual questions that I would like you to answer. So for example, which exercise affected your heart rate the most? So if this was my chart, I would be saying that star jumps affected my heart rate the most. Which exercise affected your heart rate the least? So looking here, it would be the plank that affected my heart rate the least, okay? You're also going to have some questions such as how did you make the investigation fair? So for example, did you do each exercise for the same amount of time? Did you record your heart rate for the same amount of time? Did you have the same amount of rest between each exercise? Okay. Also got how could you make this, if you were to do it again, how would you make it better or fairer? So you could say using, if you didn't, using like a Fitbit or an Apple Watch or something that tracks your heart rate, something that you think would make it fairer. And your last question is, can you explain why doing exercise, because I can see from here, resting is here, every single exercise increased my heart rate. So I want you to explain why exercise made my heart rate increase, okay? And I've put some vocab words on there, so think about the heart, the lungs, blood and oxygen. Think back to when we did our science lessons like before Christmas, and what the heart does and what the lungs have, what the lungs give us, and what is inside our blood, okay? What do our muscles need when we're exercising? So you can either answer those questions on the Word document, or you can answer them in your book. Once you've done that, turn in your assignment, so you'll have this on here and you'll have your work on Teams as well.